To access Listed, please log on to www.ctarmls.com. Enter your login ID, your password, then click the Listed icon. You'll notice immediately that you're brought to the home page. This page gives you information and access to different features and areas of the MLS, as well as charlestonrealtors.com, which is our website. You have a home tab, you have a search tab, prospects, maintenance, statistics, and tools. In this session, we're going to go through the search tab. So if you'll hover over the search tab and click on Quick Search, you will be brought to this screen, which is our quick search template. Choose your category, commercial sale, commercial lease, or if you'd like to search both categories simultaneously, choose the word all. You'll notice to the right of the category there is an MLS number and it is blank. You can input multiple MLS numbers separated by a comma, or if you're looking for one specific MLS number, you can enter it here as well. If you enter numbers and separate them by a comma, then you'll be taken to a composite list of those MLS numbers. To the left, underneath category, is the status box. You'll notice in this box we have several different statuses. I want to take a moment to explain all of these to you. The first one is active and contingent. If you select this status, you're asking the system to show you active listings and contingent listings. You can choose active. Active listings are listings that are currently on the market and are active for sale or rent or lease. Contingent means that the listings are under contract. Pending means that all contingencies have been met and that the listing is just waiting for the closing date. Sold, of course, means that the listing has been under contract and has closed. Expired means that the listing agreement has expired between the owner and the agent. Withdrawn means that the listing agent and or the owner have chosen to terminate the listing agreement early and withdraw the listing from the market. Rented means that the property has been rented. Provisional is listings in the system that can only be seen by you and your broker, but this allows you to enter a listing ahead of time before the listing agreement has been signed. It will assign an MLS number. You can upload your photos, you can upload your documents, have the listing ready to go. But the caveat is the listing will only be valid for 2 weeks in a provisional status. If you do not activate it within those 2 weeks, it will terminate and delete from the system, and you'll have to start all over again. To the right of status is area. You'll notice there is a blank box to the right of the word area, as well as a list of all of the areas that we cover in our MLS. You can either type in the number of the area separated by a comma, or you can choose the areas you want, either holding down the control key and selecting at different points, or you can hold down your shift key and select all of them. The same goes for any of the boxes in the MLS, such as status. You can choose multiple statuses as well if you'd like. So these are the areas that we cover. Underneath status is the price point that you would enter for your search. Notice under the word price that it says no commas in parentheses, 200,000, 400,000. Make sure there are no commas there. Under that you have building square footage, approximate square footage, acreage, status date. Let's talk about status date for just a moment. Status date is used when you are looking for specific listings within a specific time frame. For example, if you are selecting the status of sold, you wouldn't want to leave status date blank because it will pull up every sold listing in the MLS. So if you select sold, enter the date. To the right is address, city, and zip. Now, one of the things about this quick search template that I want you to be aware of is that less is more. So the less information you put in, the more results you're going to get. Now, if you're looking for something specific, obviously you're going to put in more information, but less is more. And the system works with what we call a starts with mentality. So if you put in something with just the first few letters, it will look up anything that starts with those letters in that order. Down at the bottom, you have subtype that you can choose. You have the ability to sort these results by different ways. Status, area, price is what it always defaults to. You could sort it by status, then address, etc. Just so you know that when you sort it, it does it in sub-levels. So it will sort everything by status first. Then within each status, it will sort by area. And then within each area, it will sort by price. Number to display is actually the number of listings that you want to see on one page without having to click to the next page. And the highest number that you can enter there is 500. Then you have your buttons, search, map search, more, count, and save search. And then I want to note this box right here at the bottom. This will retain my search criteria for all categories. If I don't have this box checked and I switch my categories, it will delete everything I've already pre-selected. If I click search, it's automatically going to take me to the search results page. If I click map search, it's going to take me to a map where I can do a search via the map. If I click count right now, it's going to show me how many listings I have as a result of what I'm choosing here to search by. And if I click save, this allows me to save the search for future reference or just for the ability to pull this search back up quickly without having to re-enter the information again. Let's look for a moment at the Pro Search page. So while I'm here on the Quick Search page, I can click the button that's labeled More, and it will take me over to the Pro Search page. If you'll notice first off that the two things that I had pre-selected in the Quick Search template are now here in the middle of the screen. Status equals active, current price equals greater than or equal to $1 million. And so it shows me my total count over to the right. Up at the top is our default field of proximity. Over to the left in this column, I have all of the fields that are currently in the MLS for commercial sale. You'll notice that some of these fields are in blue and some are in black. The blue fields are a required field in the MLS. That means when an agent inputs a listing, all of the fields marked blue, they must fill in before they can activate the listing. So if you search by those fields that are blue, you're sure to pull up listings. The fields that are in black are not required fields. Therefore, you're going to find that some agents will enter information in those fields and some will not. If you want to choose one of these fields, you would simply click on the field and that field will pop up in the middle of the screen. Choose what you're looking for. You'll notice I selected the first three West Ashley areas. Now, over to the right, you're going to see the words or and not. Those two words are very important in the system. Right now, it's preset to the word or. What I'm telling the computer or the MLS is I want you to look for active listings greater than $1 million in area 11 or 12 or 13. If I selected the word not, I would be telling the system to look for active listings over $1 million everywhere but 11, 12, and 13. I can click Set to add these 3 areas to my count. Under the words Use Control for more than one or next to the word Set, you'll see Replace Existing Criteria, and it is checked. If I changed my mind and I decided that I would rather look in James Island, Folly Beach, Johns Island, and Wadmalaw, because I have this box checked, it will automatically replace what I had in this box to begin with. Once you choose all of the fields you'd like to use and you have your results, then you could click Search to see the list. Right underneath Search, again, is your number to display. I can click Save to save the search. If I click Recall, it will pull up all of my saved searches in the system right now. If I want to delete a saved search, I have to click this button right here. You can only delete a saved search from the Pro Search page. So once you save several searches, if you want to delete one, you will have to come to the Pro Search page to delete it. I can send this search to one of my prospects, or I could actually clone this search. So we're going to click Search at the top. First, I want to show you what each of these buttons mean. The first button, if you hover over, it looks like a piece of blank paper, will allow you to start a brand new search. The second one, which looks like a file folder, will allow you to open a saved search you have in the system. The third one, if you click it, will allow you to save the current search, and you can name it, click the Save button, and it will have saved the criteria of the search for you. The third will allow you to print this page as you see it. The fifth button will allow you to view help documents on this page. The next one will allow you to refine the search. Now this one is very important, simply because if you choose to change the criteria of this current search, try to refrain from hitting your back arrow. Instead, click Refine Search, and it will take you back to the screen. You can change your criteria, then click Search again. The next one will allow you to save the properties that you select to a prospect. You can also map selected listings. Show Checked would allow you, let's say I selected these listings here. Show Checked will take away the listings that I do not have checked. One of the things that I want to mention here is, in order to see any of the reports that we have at the bottom of the page, in order to save to a prospect or to map listings, you must have properties checked or selected, or those features will not work. You have multiple reports that you can choose from once you get to this screen. The most commonly used are Agent Full and then Customer Full with Contact, which is right here. These reports are different in that the agent reports have all of the information from the MLS listing, such as the listing agent's name, phone number, any notes from the agent that would be meant for another agent. The customer report is the report that you would give out, obviously, to your customers. It will have your contact information on it so that your customer will call you instead of the listing agent. Under the agent report, however, you are able to see everything. You can see list date, listing agent, and again, any notes that they have. And this is what that report looks like. If I choose the customer report, then I will see this. Instead of the listing agent information at the bottom, it will add my contact information or your contact information when you are looking at the reports. I can email the reports simply by clicking on the email button. This allows me to send this customer report. It will copy me as well. Once I save prospects into the system, I can choose my prospects to send those to. Let's talk about the results for just one more moment. I want to show you the hyperlinks inside of each of the results. If you click on the MLS number, you're going to pull up an agent full report. If you click on the address, you're going to pull up a map with that particular address pinpointed. If you click on the office ID, you will pull up the office that has this listing. The links are something that you will probably use quite often. The H stands for the history of the property. If you click on the H, you will be able to see the history of this particular address, all of the times it has been listed, sold, withdrawn, expired in the MLS. If you click on T, you'll be taken to the tax records for this particular listing. We use Courthouse Retrieval System, which pulls in, it's a third party that pulls in all of the tax data from the counties for us, and there are multiple reports and different features that you can use inside of this system. So take some time to go through it, but you have the ability to look up lots of different information inside the tax system. I stands for inaccuracy. If you notice something is not correct about this listing, then you can click this button to report that. D stands for disclosures. So any documents that the listing agent felt were necessary in order to sell this property, they will have uploaded those to the system. So for this particular property, you have an aerial view of the property, a plat type diagram, seller's disclosure, satellite showing relationship of the property to a major shopping and intersection, things of that nature. You'll be able to view those documents. This concludes our tutorial on the commercial MLS and List It. If you have questions, you can contact us at 843-760-9400, option 1 for member services, or you may email us at memberservices@charlestonrealtors.com.